Hi there, this is Dana Arcuri from danaarcuri.com, and tomorrow is my homework moment of celebrating my 6-year anniversary free from benzodiazepine. And the one that I was prescribed is called Ativan, and I was prescribed that for intense insomnia as well as fibromyalgia, which is an autoimmune disorder. And so nevertheless, if you wanted to know the whole story, it is shared on my YouTube video called Benzo Introduction. That one has a lot more content in the entire story, so check that out. This story is just brief. It's pretty much, reflecting on the past 6 years. And every time I have an anniversary, I'm just more and more grateful that I'm alive today. I personally don't believe that if I would have stayed on Ativan indefinitely that I would be walking on earth today. So I really do believe that the best thing that I have ever done for myself is to taper off this wicked medication, and I'm just grateful that I have regained a large portion of my health and that I have a new lease on life. And so as I do reflect on the past 6 years, I see things a little differently this year than maybe what I saw in the past. I think each year we do have a new perspective, and so I wanted to share my perspective. I started thinking about how when people are in the beginning stages of tapering benzodiazepines, or they are finally free from the drug and they are in recovery, and you may be going through wicked withdrawals, you may be experiencing just horrific symptoms, and there's hundreds of symptoms that go along with this, and it is no day at the beach. So I think that the place where I'm at today is I'm starting to realize that there's grief involved. So grief is just not when someone passes away. Grief is also when you lose something. And, when we really take a step back, us people who have recovered or are in the middle of recovering from benzodiazepines, we have to realize that there has been a significant loss in our life. We might have lost our job and the freedom to be independent and to work and to make a living and to have this passion and dream. We may have lost our family, our marriage, our children, our home. We may have lost our mind. Let's really be real, people. In the middle of a benzo taper, we are taken into quite a dark place where there is anxiety, there is depression, there is so many symptoms that are physical and cognitive and emotional, and it's like they take our body and mind hostage. We lose ourselves in the midst of recovery. And so as now I am in this 6-year anniversary and I'm really looking back, I see that there are these stages of grief that we go through and that I've gone through, and I think it's a process, and we have to give ourselves grace and we have to give ourselves just gentle kindness, because it's not easy to go through this. And grief is a normal process in life, but hey, not everybody's on a benzodiazepine. So we need to also consider that there are stages of grief, and maybe right now you are in the middle of one of these stages. So I wanted to just name a few. So we have denial, we have anger, depression, bargaining, and acceptance. And I will be the first to admit that at one time I was stuck in the anger phase of grief. I was angry at my doctor. I was angry at myself. I was angry at my family for not realizing how badly I was suffering. I was angry that people didn't validate that I was in anguish and that I was struggling and that I didn't want to be living any longer. I was angry that nobody could help me. I was angry that everything seemed to be falling apart and I didn't know how to put it back together. And so now I look back and I see, you know what? Sometimes we get stuck. We get stuck in somewhere in grief. And grief is like the ocean. It ebbs and it flows. And there are times the grief, it'll take us down, it'll pull us down into this dark pit. in which we're drowning, in which we feel like we just can't even come up for air. And in those times, it's really hard. And in those times, it's probably during withdrawal, or it's during a really negative experience or symptom with the benzodiazepines, or even in the recovery process. However, when we finally do have a window of wellness, or we do recover from benzodiazepines, we head into another stage. So we head into then different stages. And I really feel at this point in my 6-year anniversary, I'm at acceptance. I'm at a better place in my life right now. I'm feeling better. I'm a lot healthier. I'm able to live out my dreams and live an independent life and productive life. And it's just such a blessing to have arrived here. And I don't know where you're at today, but I just wanted to say it's okay if you're grieving. It's okay if you're stuck in one of these stages. It's okay. And give yourself a little bit of care, a little bit of tender loving care, because you deserve it, because this isn't easy. And no two people suffer alike. So what you may experience and what I experience might not be identical, but know that I am validating that it is difficult and it is extremely challenging, but I want to say there is hope. There is definitely hope on getting better. And so I wanted to end by reading this awesome, inspiring quote. It says, "One day it just clicks. You realize what's important and what isn't. You learn to care less about what other people think of you and more about what you think of yourself. You realize how far you've come, and remember, you thought things were a mess. You thought you would never recover. You smile because you truly are proud of yourself and the person you fought to become." So today I wanted to say, keep fighting the good fight. You are worth it. Your health is worth it. Your future is worth it. Keep on keeping on. Like this video, share this video, and head on over to danaarcuri.com. Thanks and have a great day.